Check out this graph. This graph has what are called asymptotes. Asymptotes describe the behavior of a graph under extreme conditions. As this graph gets extremely close to x equals 2 maybe, the graph starts to look like this dotted black line, which I'm not doing with dotted orange. As it gets really close, it starts to get very close to this line. It starts looking almost exactly like that line. So we would say that this graph has a vertical asymptote at x equals 2. Maybe 2.5. Also x equals -2 or maybe -2.5. As the graph gets extremely close, the graph starts looking more and more like that dotted black line. It actually never even touches the dotted black line. It just gets extraordinarily close. So this graph is another vertical, another up and down asymptote at x equals -2.5. You'll notice there's a third asymptote. There's a slanted asymptote. As x gets further and further to the right on the graph, or further and further to the left on the graph, it starts to look more and more like this slanted line. So it has a slant asymptote. This graph, again, has these two vertical asymptotes, these two lines that it gets extraordinarily close to. And it also has one, in this case it's not slanted, in this case it has one horizontal asymptote. A horizontal line, it looks like maybe the line y equals 1. This horizontal line that gets extraordinarily close to, and that's what this video is about. It's about how to figure out the horizontal asymptote of a rational function given just the equation. And it is extraordinarily easy with the help of our friend Bobo Baden eats DC. What Bobo Baden eats DC is it's a mnemonic for helping us remember the rules for a horizontal asymptote. What this all stands for something. What it stands for is bigger on bottom, then your horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Bigger on top, then you have no horizontal asymptote, none. If your exponents are the same, then you divide coefficients. And when we're saying bigger on top, bigger on bottom, what we're talking about is the degree of the numerator and denominator. Which is bigger, the degree of the numerator, the top, or the degree of the denominator, the bottom? I think that's all I want to say. I think with examples it's much easier to explain, so let's try that. For each of these, I need to find the horizontal asymptote. Example A, I look at the numerator and the denominator and I compare the degrees. On top, the degree is 1. On bottom, the degree is 2. So this is a case of Bobo. It's bigger on bottom. Bigger on bottom. If it's bigger on bottom, then our horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. That's what the O, the second O in Bobo stands for. In example B, the degree of the top is 2. The degree of the denominator is 2. So this is a case of exponents are the same, so we're going to divide coefficients. Our horizontal asymptote will be y equals, and we divide the leading coefficients, 16 over 4. And of course 16 over 4 simplifies. The horizontal asymptote for this one will be y equals 4. The third example, example C, the degree on top is 2. The degree in the denominator is 1. Since it's bigger on top, there'll be no horizontal asymptote. None. No horizontal asymptote. We'll do some more examples. In the top left one, degree in the numerator is 1. Degree in the denominator is 2. It's bigger on bottom. Bobo is bigger on bottom. Y equals 0 is my horizontal asymptote. Degree 2. Here the exponents are the same. Exponents are the same, divide coefficients. My horizontal asymptote is y equals divide coefficients. I'm going to have a coefficient of 1 over 1. My horizontal asymptote is y equals 1. The bottom left example, the degree on top is 3. The degree on bottom is 4. That's a 4. Bigger on bottom, 0. In the top right example, the degree in the numerator is 2, degree in the denominator is 1. Bigger on top, no horizontal asymptote. In the middle right one, the degree in the denominator is 3, the degree in the numerator is not 1 but 4. The highest thing, it's out of order, so it's a tricky one, but it looks like the degree is actually bigger on top, 4 versus 3. So Bobo Baden eats DC. Baden. Bigger on top, no horizontal asymptote. The bottom right one, in the numerator my degree is 3, the denominator my degree is 3, it's DC. Exponents are the same. Divide coefficients. Divide the leading coefficients. My horizontal asymptote will be y equals 3/2.